general embryology. See in this diagram, we can see this one is the neural tube or neural tube formation, and this one is the notochord. So how? What do you mean by the new relation? Can somebody tell me what do you mean by the new relation? New relation भनेको के हो भन त?
Formation of neural tube.
Formation of the neural tube is not. So how the neural tube is formed? So there are particular stages or particular processes are there in new relation. So what are those? केबाट के बन्छ भन त?
Neural plate बाट neural foldहरू बन्छ. Then neural groove forms and fusion of neural plate occur and neural folds occur and
neural tube will finally the neural tube is formed. So why I'm teaching this one? Because it has got some relation with the development of eye. Now, first of all, initially notochord will form, and this notochord, the already formed notochord, will induce the overlying ectoderm to thicken. That is known as the neural plate, and this neural plate will invaginate and form the neural group. This is known as the neural group. On the lateral side of this one, we have the neural fold, and finally this will attached with the fold will approach each other and join, and finally the neural tube is formed. So this is the overall process of neurulation, and for the neurulation, the major role is played by notochord. You know this one, eh? Now the neural tube will fuse at this level. So in a cranial part and in a caudal part, the neural tube will close later on. That means we have got the cranial neuropore and the caudal neuropore, which will close at days 25 and 27. So 2 days later, the closure of the cranial neuropore, the caudal neuropore will close. So you have to remember the date as well, 25 and 27. So this one is how the cranial and the caudal neuropore will, at what time those will get closed. Now, next is the eye. So after the formation of the neural tube is giving rise to the central nervous system, the brain and the spinal cord. The proximal part, the upper part will give rise to the brain, and the lower part will give rise to the spinal cord. And further, the how the brain is formed. The brain is formed, or we have the 3 brain vesicles. थाहा छ नि यो हैन? Prosencephalon, mesencephalon, rhombencephalon, and the prosencephalon is again divided into telencephalon and diencephalon. So just focus on the diencephalon. Now in 22nd days, the eye will get developed as a pair of the swallow group. Can you see over here the some group is appearing on the lateral wall of the diencephalon. This group is known as the optic sulcus or the group. So some sulcus is appearing on the lateral wall of the diencephalon. That is known as the optic sulcus or the group. You can see over here also. This is how the neural tube is formed. And can you see on the lateral wall of the diencephalon? Can you see there's the invagination process is going on, and you can see some sulcus is formed. This sulcus or the group is known as the optic sulcus or the optic group. Is it clear? This one? You बुझ्यो? Yes, ma'am. Okay. Now next one is, now after the formation of the optic sulcus or the optic group, now okay, just compare this diagram and this one. Can you see this is the formation of the optic group? Now this optic group will bulge outward towards the surface ectoderm. This bluish color, this one is known as the surface ectoderm. So it will bulge towards the surface ectoderm, and this bulging part has got the 2 parts. This bulging area will have the 2 parts. One is the white part. This is the distal part, and this one is the proximal part. The distal dilated part is known as the optic vesicle, and this narrow and the constricted part is known as the optic stalk. We have the optic sulcus. The optic sulcus will get bulged out and form optic vesicle and optic stalk. Okay, optic vesicle of this. Now you can see over here the cavity of the optic vesicle is continue with the cavity of the forebrain or diencephalon. Now whatever is there over here, this one is the surface ectoderm. You can see the overall this one is whole is the surface ectoderm. Now next one is See, in this diagram also, this one is the optic vesicle. Over here we have the optic stalk, and this one is the surface ectoderm. Now what is happening over here? Now if you focus on this part, then this is the process of the formation of the lens. Now you can see, just trace this diagram, you can see the lens is formed. So I'll just first I'll just explain how the lens is formed. Now this optic vesicle will come in contact with the surface ectoderm. You can see in this diagram also, it has been come in contact, it has been surface ectoderm and optic vesicle are in close uh, in close relation with each other. So it will come in contact with the surface ectoderm. Now, when it come in contact with the surface ectoderm, then optic vesicle will induce some changes on surface ectoderm. Now, what are those changes? The surface ectoderm, which is adjacent to the optic vesicle, will start thickening. You can see the thickening of the surface ectoderm in this part only, just adjacent to the optic vesicle. And this thickening of this part, surface ectoderm, is known as the lens placoid. Lens placoid form. And this lens placoid will be converted into the lens pit. Can you see the formation of the pit over here? Then finally converted into the lens vesicle. So in this way, the lens will form. So the lens placoid will invaginate and form the lens pit, and finally they will enclose with each other, or they will approach the lateral end will approach with each other and form the lens vesicle. This lens vesicle will lose its connection from the surface ectoderm, and it will lies in the mouth of the optic curve. So this is how the lens is formed. Okay, one Ferry, or is it clear? Do you have any question regarding the formation of the lens? Clear, Saman. Okay. Now next, so this one is the same. This is also the same one. So in this diagram, you can see the lens pit. You can see the lens vesicle. Now see over here. This one is the surface ectoderm. The lens vesicle has already lost its connection from the surface ectoderm, and it has been separated out. And this lens vesicle is present within the cup of, or within the cavity of the optic curve, or within the this one. This is the optic curve. You optic curve only, optic curve ko center ma. So over here, the lens is present. Lens vesicle will be present. In the mouth of optic curve, we can select that one. Now next is optic curve. Now when you see this diagram, this one is known as the optic curve. And this is known as the optic curve. Now, see the same diagram, right? So when the lens is when there is the formation of the lens, there is also the formation of the optic curve. Now see, this is the optic vesicle. The optic vesicle will get invaginate and form the optic curve. Can you see the formation of the optic curve? Now, when you see the optic curve has the two layer. This one is known as the inner layer, and this one is known as the outer layer. So I'm just tracing the same layer in this diagram also. So this one is the optic curve. The optic curve has the two layers. This is known as the inner layer, and this one is the outer layer. And can you see the space between those two layers? This is known as the intraretinal space. Now you can see over here, inner layer, outer layer, and this space is known as the intraretinal space. So intraretinal space will disappear later on, and finally these two layers will fuse with each other. Okay. Now, during the invagination process, or during the invagination of optic vesicle, your optic vesicle invaginate हुँदाखेरि, what will happen over there? The linear group. Can you see the linear group over here? This linear group, that is also known as the optic group, or choroidal, fetal, or retinal fissure. So this is the name for a single fissure. Optic fissure भने पनि हुन्छ, choroidal भने पनि हुन्छ, fetal or retinal fissure. They will develop on the ventral surface of the optic cup, and they will also pass along the optic stalk. This one is known as the same choroid fissure or retinal fissure or optic fissure. So this is the fissure. Now what you have to remember in this part is, during the invagination process of the optic vesicle, some linear group will appear that is known as the choroid fissure. Okay. Now same thing, see over here, this one is also the choroid fissure. Now, in this choroid fissure consists of the mesoderm, and you know how the blood vessels are developed. The blood vessels are developed from the mesoderm. So this choroid fissure consists of the mesoderm, and the mesoderm, which is present in the choroid fissure, they will further differentiate into the hyaloid blood vessel. Can you see the blood vessel over here? Okay. Hyaloid blood vessel, artery and the vein are there. So now, this hyaloid blood vessels, artery and the vein, the distal part, you just see, this is the distal part, and this one is known as the proximal part. मैले अघि के भने थिएँ, choroid fissure will appear on the ventral surface of the optic cup, and it will also extend to the optic stalk. So optic stalk मा पनि extend भएको भएर, so you can see this over here also we can find the choroid fissure. Now the mesoderm, which is present over there, is differentiated into the blood vessels known as the hyaloid blood vessels. Now, this is the distal part. This one is the proximal part. The distal part of the hyaloid vessels will degenerate, whereas the proximal part will persist, and this will give rise to the central artery and the vein of the retina. Now, central artery and the vein of the retina is आईमा तपाईँहरूले पढ्नुभयो नि होइन आईमा ओके नाउ optic nerve को भित्रपट्टि we have you seen the artery, that is the central artery and the vein of the retina? No, the central artery and the vein of the retina is present within the optic nerve, no, भित्रपट्टि. So this is the same thing. This is the central artery of the retina, which is developed from the artery and the vein. Now next one is, now during the 7th week, the lip of the choroid fissure, that means, can you see the lip of the choroid fissure? These two are the lip of the choroid fissure. Those will approach with each other and they get fused. You fuse हुनुपर्छ है choroid fissure. Okay. Now later on this will get disappear, choroid fissure. And next, and the mouth of the optic cup became round opening, and this part will remain as a pupil. So this one will remain as a pupil. Or just remember, during the 7th week, the lip of the choroid fissure will approach each other, they will get fused, and finally the choroid fissure will disappear. And this will develop into the optic nerve, and this hyaloid artery will develop into the central artery of retina and the central vein of retina. यहाँसम्म बुझ्यो अब? बुझ्यो म्याम. Now next one is how the retina is formed. Now there are the 3 layer of eyeball. Sclera is the outermost layer, in middle layer, and the innermost layer. The innermost layer is known as the retina. Now this retina will be developed from the optic cup. You can see over here the optic cup. This is the outer layer, and this one is the inner layer. The optic cup, outer layer, and the inner layer. Now this inner layer, when you see the inner layer, this one is the optic cup, right? So this one is the this one is the inner layer, and this one is the outer layer. The inner layer is further divided into posterior 4/5 layer, that is known as the pars optica retina, and the anterior 1/5, that is known as the pars sicca retina. Okay. Now the posterior part, the posterior 4/5 of inner layer of optic cup will differentiate into the retina purpose. So we will get the retina. Now how the retina is formed? The retina is formed from the inner layer of optic cup को पनि posterior part ले बनाउँछ. Now the outer layer, what will happen to the outer layer? The outer layer will remain thin. The outer layer will remain thin, and they will form the pigmented layer. So this one is the outer, this one is the inner. Oh, this one is the intraretinal space, which will disappear later on. This part will give rise to the retina, and this one, the outer wall will remain thin, and it will form the pigmented layer of the retina, and the posterior wall of the inner layer will be thicker layer. They will differentiate into the neural layer of retina. So inner layer will form the neural layer, outer layer of optic cup will form the pigmented layer of the retina. So this is the overall development. Now you know what is there in the inner layer, neural layer ma ke huncha थाहा छैन. Neural layer ma we have the rod cell, cone cell, bipolar cells, ganglionic cells. Those will be present over there in the inner layer. You बुझ्यो? So the retina will be mainly formed by the optic curve. Optic curve को inner layer neural layer बनाउँछ, outer layer of optic curve ले pigmented layer of retina बनाउँछ. Now next one is, so what will happen to the anterior 1/5 of inner layer? So you can see over here, this one is the neural layer, inner layer. Inner layer पनि anterior 1/5 ले के बनाउँछ त? Anterior 1/5 is known as the pars sicca retina, which will be very thin and which is further divided into two parts. One part will give rise to the ciliary body, inner part of the ciliary body. Another part will give rise to the inner layer of the iris. So this one, which is giving rise to the inner layer of the ciliary body, is known as pars ciliaris retina, and this one is known as the pars iridica retina. So same thing. Can you see the neural layer of retina? Oh, pigmented layer of retina. This is formed from the inner layer of optic curve. This is formed from the outer layer of optic curve. अब यो कसले भनेको inner layer of optic curve को नि posterior partly. What will happen to the anterior? Anterior part will form the inner layer of the ciliary body and the inner layer of the iris. Now, overall development of the ciliary body. Now, in the ciliary body, we have got the ciliary processes are there, then ciliary muscles are there, then mesenchyme or the stroma are there. So, what are the development of those parts? Now, first, you can see the pars ciliary retina, which is the part or which is the inner layer of the optic curve, which is the anterior 1/5 of inner layer of the optic curve. Those will form the ciliary processes. So those will form the ciliary process formed from the pars ciliaris retina. Now next one is epithelium or outer layer. The outer layer, which is known as the pigmented layer of optic curve. The pigmented layer of the optic curve, this one will form the outer layer. Oh, and the inner layer, this inner layer of optic curve will form the ciliary process. The next one is, what of the mesenchyme? The mesenchyme or the stroma, which is present over here, will differentiate into the ciliary muscle, blood vessels, and suspensory ligament of the lens. So this is the overall development of the ciliary body. I'll just summarize this one in shortcut. Ciliary body, the ciliary body will pigmented. Okay, so outer layer, the outer layer of the ciliary body is formed by the pigmented layer of the optic curve. The inner layer or the ciliary processes is formed by the pars ciliary retina, which is the inner layer of the optic curve. Next one, the blood vessels, ciliary muscles, all those will be developed from the mesenchyme. Is it clear? Do you have any queries? Okay, so सोध्नुपर्ने छैन. Now this is the development of the ciliary body. Same thing, the optic curve, inner layer, outer layer, neural layer or pigmented layer. Oh, now what will happen to this part? Anterior 1/5 of the inner and the outer layer is forming the ciliary body and iris. त्यति नै हो यसमा याद गर्नुपर्ने के. पछाडिको लेयरले रेटिना बनाउँछ, अगाडिको लेयरले ciliary body and iris बनाउँछ. Right? Now next one is how the iris is developed. Now the iris is developed from the rim of optic curve. That means this one is known as the rim of the optic curve. The extreme or the end of the optic curve. This is known as the rim of the optic curve. From this part, the iris will form. अब iris मा पनि same हो है. Iris मा पनि the outer bilaminar, the outer layer will form from the pigmented layer or the outer layer of the optic curve. The inner layer will be formed from the pars iridica retina. So can you trace the two different layer? And देखिसो यो inner layer of optic curve ले बनाएको हो, यो बाहिरपट्टिको छ नि. This is formed by the outer layer of optic curve. Now this inner layer of the optic curve is known as the pars iridica retina, which will form the inner layer of the iris. The outer will be formed from the pigmented layer of optic curve. Now, apart from this one, we also have the connective tissue, which is present over there, that is developed from the neural crest cells. Now, and the sphincter pupillae and the dilator pupillae will be formed from the neuroectoderm. यो चाहिँ याद गर्नुपर्छ है neural crest cells neuroectoderm, whereas the mesenchyme which is present over here in the ciliary body will differentiate into the muscles, blood vessels, everything in the ciliary body है तर iris को मा चाहिँ अलिकति डिफरेन्स छ. Now next one is choroid and the sclera. Now how the choroid and the sclera is formed, you just see over here, can you see the pinkish color? Oh, this pinkish one, this is known as the mesoderm, which is surrounding the optic cup. यो optic cup हो नि हैन, and यो hyaloid artery degenerate भएको छ. Oh, now outside the optic cup, this one is known as the mesoderm. So the mesoderm which is present outside the optic cup will differentiate into the choroid and the sclera. अब कसरी differentiate हुन्छ? Mesoderm which is present outside the optic cup also has the two layer. The inner one is the vascular. Can you see the blood one? Oh, blood vessels देखियो. Oh, this is the inner vascular layer which will develop into the choroid, and the outer fibrous layer, this one will develop into the sclera. Oh, but you see the retina, ciliary body, and the iris, those are developed from optic cup. Choroid and the sclera will be developed from the mesoderm, which is surrounding outside the optic cup. Now next one is the lens. I've already told you how the lens has been formed, so I'll just revise this one. This is the optic vesicle which will send some signal to the surface ectoderm, and the surface ectoderm just adjacent to the optic vesicle will just get thickened. This is known as the lens. This one is known as the lens placket. The lens placket will invaginate. Oh, the invagination. Now after this one, there is a formation of the lens pit. Then finally the lens vesicle is formed. Now what will happen to the lens vesicle? Now initially the lens vesicle will be like this, which is lined by the cuboidal epithelium. You can see the round nucleus over here. This is the anterior wall and this one is the posterior wall. Now see the figure B. Now the cell which is present in the anterior wall will remain cuboidal as it is, whereas the cell which is present in the posterior wall will start to elongate. And later on they will lose this nucleus and they will be converted into primary lens fiber. Now this primary lens fiber is continuously elongating, finally obliterating the lumen of the vesicle. अब यसमा lumen देखिछ vesicle मा? No, we can't see the vesicle, we can't see the lumen in figure number D. Because the primary lens fiber is elongating, which will obliterate the lumen of the vesicle. So this is how the fiber of the lens are formed. Now, next is what is the nutritional source of the developing lens? Now, initially, the lens will receive the nutrition from the hyaloid artery. जबसम्म hyaloid artery degenerate हुँदैन. But later on, after the degeneration of this hyaloid artery, this lens will receive the nutrition from the aqueous and the vitreous body or the vitreous humor, a liquid through diffusion. The next one is the cornea. So cornea, how the cornea is developed? The cornea is developed mainly from the three sources. And what are the histological three layers of the cornea? We have the corneal epithelium, substantia propria, and corneal endothelium. You know this one, the three histological layer of cornea. Hello? Now the external corneal epithelium. Now just see in this diagram. See in this diagram. Can you see the blue part? Oh, you blue part. Now this blue part, this one is known as the surface ectoderm. This is the surface ectoderm. Now the external corneal epithelium is formed from the surface ectoderm. The next one is substantia propria. The substantia propria is mainly forming the bulk of the cornea, which is mainly developed from or formed from mesodermal layer. Mesoderm layer or the mesoderm which is surrounding the optic cup. Now next one is corneal endothelium. This corneal endothelium is developed from the neural crest cell. अब neural crest cell ले over यहाँनिर के बनाइराखेको छ अहिलेसम्म. The neural crest cells is forming the corneal endothelium plus अर्को के थियो अघि हामीले पढेको iris को Hello? न्यूरल क्रेस्टलले अर्को के बनाउँछ आइरिसको के बनाउँछ भन त अघि हामीले पढेको होइन न्युरल क्रेस्टलको यो के हो त के बनाउँछ न्युरल क्रेस्टलले हेलो You have to remember this one, है iris को यो कुरा याद गर the iris is formed from the optic cup. Oh. The connective tissue of the iris is from the neural crystals. Next one, the muscle is formed from the neuroectoderm. Whereas ciliary body मा के छ the ciliary processes, the ciliary body is formed by the optic cup. And all other muscles, vessels, सबै चिज they are formed from the mesenchyme or the mesoderm. The next one is the aqueous chamber. Of aqueous chamber, last time I've told you something. So this one is the aqueous chamber, which is further divided into anterior chamber and the posterior chamber. Now, which part is known as the anterior chamber? The anterior chamber is like it will lie between. के बिचमा हुन्छ anterior chamber?
Cornea and iris.
Cornea and
iris.
Iris. And posterior chamber?
Iris and lens.
Okay, iris and lens. Now you can see over here, जुन यो pink color देखाएको छ नि सबै, this is known as the mesoderm. This is known as the mesoderm. Now, how anterior chamber is formed? The anterior chamber is formed by the splitting of the mesoderm, which is present between the cornea and the lens. Or you can see between the iris and the cornea. Iris र corneaको बिचमा प्रेजेन्ट भएको मेसोडर्म नै स्प्लिट भएर ग्याप बनाउने हो के त्यसलाई भन्छ हामीले anterior chamber. Now next one is the posterior chamber. The posterior chamber is formed by the splitting of the mesoderm. Splitting of the mesoderm present between the iris and the lens. This is how the posterior chamber भनेको ग्याप हो नि स्पेस हो नि त्यो स्पेस कसरी बन्छ मेसोडर्महरु स्प्लिट हुन्छ अनि सानो भ्याकुल फर्म हुन्छ त्यो भ्याकुलहरु फ्यूज हुन्छ they are going to form the fused one. In this way those are formed. Now you can see over here our anterior chamber made. Now this is the mesoderm. Can you see the mesoderm? Now what is happening over here? There is the formation of the anterior chamber. Our anterior chamber कसरी form भयो? By the splitting of the mesoderm present between the cornea and the iris. Now over here we can see the two different layer of those mesoderm. This one is cornea ko najikai bhako yo anterior layer. No, this is the anterior layer. And can you see this one? This one is known as the posterior layer. Now the anterior layer is continue with the sclera posteriorly. And next one, this is the posterior layer. The posterior layer is present in front of the lens and iris and forming the iridopupillary membrane. Can you see the formation of the iridopupillary membrane over here? Look here, iridopupillary membrane. You design it हुन्छ पछिल्लो. Is it clear how the anterior chamber and the posterior chamber is formed? Those are mainly formed by the splitting of the mesoderm. Now next one is the vitreous body. Now this is the vitreous body, which is the jelly-like substance which is present within the cavity formed by the optic curve. They are mainly derived from the mesoderm. They are mainly derived from the mesoderm. Next one, apart from the mesoderm, other structure will also contribute over here. One is the inner layer of the optic curve, and next one is the lens vesicle. Will also form the vitreous body or vitreous jelly-like substance one also. Now we'll move to the congenital anomalies of eyes. So what do you mean by coloboma? सुन्नुभएको थियो पहिला? Have you ever heard about this coloboma? Can you see over here? यो सुनेको थियो कि छैन?
थिएन म्याम।
No. Congenital anomalies of eye coloboma. So this is the deficiency of the various layer of the eye due to the failure of the choroid fissure to close. Agi मैले के भने choroid, there will appear the choroid fissure on the ventral surface of the optic curve and the optic stalk. Oh, and this optic choroid fissure has to close, or the edge of the choroid fissure has to attach with each other, and this choroid fissure has to disappear. अब कहिले कहिले के हुन्छ, there may be a failure of the choroid fissure to close. In this case, there will be a defect in the inferior sector of the iris, or there may be a defect in the retina. So that is known as a coloboma. Now this defect may extend to the ciliary body, they may extend to the retina, choroid, or the optic nerve. So that is known as the coloboma. So the coloboma of iris भनेको defect in the inferior sector of the iris, or coloboma of retina भनेको gap in the retina. That is known as the coloboma. So main cause for the coloboma is mainly by the failure of the choroid fissure to close. Now next one is a congenital cataract. Our congenital cataract, the opacity or opaque during the intrauterine life in the lens, that is known as a congenital cataract. Our genetically determined, it is mainly determined genetically. Now next is another cause may be there, that may be a teratogenic cause. A teratogenic cause when during the pregnancy, during the 4th or 7th week of the pregnancy, if someone is exposed to, if the pregnant lady is exposed to the uvula, then that may cause cataract. Now, microphthalmia भनेको, the eyes are very small than the normal, so that is known as microphthalmia, and the cause is mainly if the development of the eye is arrested after the formation of the optic vesicle or before the formation of the optic vesicle. So that may lead to the small eye. अब intrauterine infection, rubella virus, यो पनि हुन सक्छ, cause आफूबाट यो. Now next one is the anophthalmia. Anophthalmia भनेको absence of eye. Now if there is the failure of the optic vesicle to form, अब optic vesicle नै form भएन भन्यो भने, at that time there may be a ophthalmia. And anophthalmia, aphakia भनेको absence of lens. अब absence of lens कतिखेर हुन्छ, when there is the failure of the lens placket to form. अब lens placket formation भएन, optic vesicle is not sending any signal to the surface ectoderm to proliferate, then at that case also there may be absence of lens. Aniridia भनेको absence of iris, causes भनेको failure of the development at the rim of the optic curve. No, iris develop भएन. Now next, this is the last one, cyclopia भनेको single eye. अनि synophthalmia भनेको fusion of the eye. Now over here you can see there is the single eye present over here. You can see there is a partially completely fused, forming a median eye which is present within a single orbit, and just on a superior part to this one we can see a tubular nose. Proboscis भन्छ, proboscis, superior to eye. Now, what are the cause for this one? What are the reason for this one? There may be a loss of midline tissue. So midline tissue, there may be a loss of midline tissue in day 19 to 21, or at later stage. So when the facial development is occurring or initiating, so at that time when there is the loss of midline tissue, then those structure will get fused and form a single one. So this is all about the today's class, development of eye. Now, if you have any question, then you can ask me. So main thing what you have to remember over here is you have to remember